Shalom. First and foremost, one of our praises to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Akaparaj.
the one and the two elders and apostles of Great Stone. And Shalom to the elect for the camp Jamaica coming out once again. We prophesy the return of our Lord Yahushai, who is a so-called black man at that, you know. And it's true name put out there as well. It's the most true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai. Right, and the son, the father, true name in the Hebrew, right, the current Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew, the Phoenician tongue, if you will, is Yahweh, right, and as it's written, there is no other name under heaven. You can get a Mokasha where man shall be saved. Right, that's how we come out and we exalt those names, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right, yeah, right.
Alright, so this is
Alright,
so this is the book of Acts, chapter 4 and verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
So there's no other name, so there's only one name. So it's not no you calling him when you want. And we feel like to access salvation, you have to call on that true name, which in the Hebrew is Yahushai. And in order to access the Father, you have to go to Yahushai, which is your Father is Yahweh. Right? You can get the Zephaniah as well, question. Yeah, sure, 9. So we're here to proclaim, or profess those names. Because we are at the time growing up. We get told Jehovah, or Jesus, or Jah, or Yah. Some claims to them they get little knowledge to them say Yeshua, or Yahweh, but those aren't the true names. Right? So now the scripture said the Most High revealed it in secrets to his servants the prophets. So we the prophets now, and can hold on deck as well Isaiah 20. If you have so many 19, that's fine. We have pray 13. Read Acts 12. Yeah, man.
This is Proverbs 30 verse 4. Who had ascended up into heaven, or who descended? Who had gathered the wind in his fist? Who had bound the waters in a garment? Who had established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, or what is his son's name, if thou canst tell?
Yeah, and this is from the so-called Old Testament. So it actually shows you one, that there is no such thing as a Trinity. It clearly identify the Most High, the Father, and he identifies the Son. And he said, what is his name, right, if I can tell, and what is his son's name? Because that name is not manifest unto everybody. That name is basically manifest unto the prophets, and other persons, right? Not really left alone, because people even say, man, will call saying, Lord, we basically cast out demons through him and say, yo, get away from me. But nevertheless, one of the key things to salvation is having that name, which is not manifest unto the whole world. Right? That's why I'm of the prophets. Before even the prophets on the scene, you have a bunch of madness out there being pushed. Because there's a time of salvation coming, or deliverance, which the name is needed. The Most High put forth in prophets, and also him need to have him name declared according to Romans 9. They said the destruction, his name will be exalted. So in order to know what bring the destruction or the judgment, you must have him prophets, I tell you, and also declare the name as well, which is Yahweh. To basically Yahushai.
Alright, so this is the book of Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord, to serve him with one consent.
Yeah, what is that pure language? Is it English? Easy, because them like we talk about Jesus, and if I talk to average Christian, they must say that's the name, that's the language them speak, You know, and that's the name they were given, so them going to use that name. But here the scripture, the prophecy said the Most High turn unto the people a pure language. Is him so they can call upon him name. So if them still stuck in English, then simple means that another people them will turn the pure language too. You know? Right? That pure language is we say the Lashawan Kodash, the pure tongue. Right, which that is the language even spoken by the angels in the heavens. As we have a account, you can get it as well in Acts 26, you see me? Where Yahweh tried that's after, well, when they walked the earth, you know, Joseph was a Hebrew, Mary was a Hebrew, you know, and when the angel come unto them, where angel attack? For example, me live in Jamaica, I know English or Patois, if you will. You see me? If somebody from China come to me and them have a message to tell me which language am I for deliver that message in? I'm for use English, because I've been talking in Chinese, they're going to look for them like this. You see me? Yeah, waste the time.
People say they're going to be like unto a barbarian.
Yeah. That's them trick, yeah, waste the time, you're barbaric. You know, I mean, I understand you. You see me? I look for them and maybe match it too. You see me? Right, so that's why the Most High return the pure language so we can access his name in the pure tongue. You see me? And that's why Scripture says we study to show self-approve as well. So we're going to like root words, we're going to able languages, we know a little Greek, we know a little Latin. You see me? And we definitely study the Hebrew. I'm not proficient in it in regards to like fluent, but we know a little thing. You know?
So this
So
this is the book of Acts chapter 26 and verse, let me read from verse 13. It says, at midday, O king, I saw in the way a light from heaven above the brightness of the sun, shining round about me and them which journeyed with me. And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me?
Yeah, so him specified. So when he talk to King Agrippa, one of them and them, you see me? Right, he basically specified. He said the voice spoke unto him in the Hebrew tongue. Because that's the language of the heavens, you know, when
one of that more we have done.
Right? Spoke unto him in the Hebrew tongue. Because that's the language of the heaven, that's a pure tongue. You know? And we have examples of when the angels, you know, came unto the base of the men of the Lord. Right? What language would they speak? The Hebrew. Right? So that's why Paul tell us straight and tell Agrippa, and I said, somebody yesterday, I remember who, you know, one lie, and I think I find about somebody yesterday, right? And he specifies that it was the Hebrew tongue, the voice of Yahweh, you know, spoke unto him in. Right? And you can continue, Baba Kosha.
I read about, I read verse 14 again. So this is the book again of Acts chapter 26 and verse 14. And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me, saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And I said, who art thou, Lord? And he answered, and he said, I am Yahweh whom thou persecutest.
Hey, and see him when the angel came unto Mary. You know, it say you have a son, and his name shall be called Yahweh. And it also tell you the name, the meaning of the name as well. Yep. But when you go into the Hebrew, you find out that's why I think I see him Acts refer to Joshua as so-called Jesus in English, because they had the same name, you know. Hebrews, maybe Hebrews. No, Acts.
They don't ask them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when Philip and Stephen they against it.
Yeah, you see me? Right? So they use the same name because when you look up in the Hebrew, for example, even King Hoshea, that's a part of the name as well. You see me? Uzziah, Uzziah, but we are
why Christians are called Joshua Jesus?
exactly. You see me? No. Right? But I'm sure the importance of the name and that it actually go back to the Hebrew, and that name is Yahushai. You know, and Paul actually specifies it was the Hebrew tongue that the voice actually spoke unto him, which was Yahushai. So he identify himself when Yahweh identify himself unto Moses as well. You know, what language was it? It was the Hebrew being spoken. And him tell him name. And he said, this is my name forever. Alright? And to all generation. And last time I checked, we are one generation. So him name still exists and I see him thing.
You know?
Yeah.
So this is Baruch 2 verse, I'm going to start at verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
Yeah, and apart from remembering ourselves, you know, remembering what? Our identity as a people, right, being no nationality, and also our tongue, because when you look upon like our people, it was a shame people speak Greek. And it's spicy. And now we have some words on Greek, in my opinion, English. Using English words on Greek, brother. Bastard tongue. You know, when you hear English speak, you know, you're like, yeah, whenever you hear the Hebrew now, the lash one Kodash, it sound more, you know, more masculine. Yeah, to the point.
The reason why it become a bastard language have so many origins. Some, if you're in a medical field, most times what I tell you with Latin. If you are dealing with some other words, you go back to Greek. And some next time you go back to this, like it's
unstable. Which scripture tells you what the first language, when you go to I think Genesis 11, so the whole world was of one language and one speak, you know, before the Most High divided.
some words derive meaning of a people, like the word boycott. It's a person that name it off of get style some people they are ignored in England in a couple some years back. So it does the origin just scattered you. You know the modern words right now when you put in a dictionary. Like skibidi in a dictionary now the blood clot.
That's how we go back to the pure tongue, yo. Lash one Kodash, that's where it gets stew. And the whole world I go back to it. You see me? When you always return, the whole world I go back to the one language. Eh? But we're not going to be, you know, in regards to it's like it's not going to be like the Tower of Babel. It's going to be one order, you see me, which is the Bible. Right? And our nation going to have them identity, is them nationality, but the customs in regards to like them where them supposed to eat and the laws and regulations going to be governed by the scriptures. You know, but them going to basically speak one tongue. Genesis,
And shall know that I am the Lord their God. For I will give them an heart and an ear to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name.
Yeah, think upon his name. So, and they say we don't know his name, but he changed like the moon, so I'm not even sure I must say no. You see me? Right, but that shows that the elect, and also in the book of Sirach, he said, my elect shall praise my only name. Yeah. So if you don't know a name, then by default, look like you're not part of the elect.
And the precept said, many shall come and say, Lord, Lord, didn't we prophesy in thy name? And say, so a prophecy like that will get fulfilled if we don't have the name.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense if we say we don't have the name. Like scripture said, they will come and say, we did prophesy in your name, we did do this in your name. Henceforth the name after the year.
Yeah, and that's why I'm of the elect now. The prophets out here, pushing that name, they're clearing his name. That's why I can hold on the second Ezra's 2. You can start about verse 45 or so. But read them and read.
Alright, this is the book of Genesis chapter 11 and 1. It says, and the whole earth was of one language and one speech.
Yes, so at that point before the famous Tower of Babel, or Babel, whatever you want to pronounce it as, before the Most High confirmed the language and we have up to English today, the whole world was speaking one tongue. One language. And yeah, we'll put it out there as well, because Christians like to think that cloven tongue means shalom. No, cloven tongue just means you have like you're multilingual. Or you do, or you call it bilingual.
Bilingual.
Both mean more than two, so
Yeah.
bilingual at two. Yes, some bro?
Just be diverse.
Yeah. You see me like cloven, you know, the scripture board, the cloven foot, it means say split.
Split.
That's it. So cloven tongue means split. You know, tongue means language. You have literal tongue, but you go back to language as well. In the Hebrew, it's Lashawan. You know? Come on, bro.
Alright, so this is the book of Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 18. In that day,
Which is a prophecy for fulfilling of the land that is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Okay, skip it now. First, read verse 1, which shows it's a prophecy.
Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence.
So that tells you when the Lord return, him are basically visit Egypt. That's basically what it's saying. So that about the second return when he come with the clouds, as you say, behold, he cometh with the clouds, referring to the chariot, so-called UFOs, and all I shall see him. That's what it's referred to. It's a future prophecy. Now me yet. Same thing when you talk about Isaiah 63. It's who is this that coming from Basra? It's a future prophecy. You know me yet? Wish it had. in a kingdom. Go on.
Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 18. In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan.
Yeah, what's the language of Canaan? You know, I think also we see no, I don't want to lie, I don't remember the no, it wasn't that. You know, you have like for example in Mexico, you have like the Olmecs and so forth, and them things are basically GD over here. No, it's actually so-called Amites. It's the so-called Amites, but was when I read the history of Solomon's navy, when basically have a league with Hiram Abib, and then they basically have the navy will come over here in the Western Hemisphere and them gather the resources. And basically have a you know what, basically some inscription them to find. You know, one of the man them, the sailors them actually state who them come from. And I was in the Phoenician tongue, in Hebrew. Right? Same Hebrew we have today where we use it. Just put what is the Phoenician tongue. Or the land of Canaan, referring to the Phoenician or the Hebrew. Paleo Hebrew or the ancient Hebrew. You know? So when you look up the Moabite stone, they tell us that the inscription in it is on the Phoenician tongue. It's the same as the Hebrew. And that's why, brother, if you say earlier, say Christians don't really know certain things. It's better to study. So then you will come out and will tell about the Moabite stone, and you see the name of the Most High, and it took a couple times written. Right, we do research. You see me? When we can talk about the Los Lunes stone, them find, I think that's in, I think that's somewhere in Mexico, I remember. I don't know exactly where. You see me? Where it's showed is the ancient Hebrew. Right, so it still exists.
Yo, we just put in this in a chat GTP, and I said that the meaning of Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 18. I'm going to throw it right down to the point where it says, will speak the language of Canaan. And this is what it said. Point 1, it says, likely referring to Hebrew, the language of Israel.
That's it. You see me? So the 5 cities referring to basically the ultimate elect. You see me? Right here, you know, speaking the Hebrew. So we can call upon that pure name. And then when you do like blessing, we are blessed brothers, so you can hear your brother come with a shalom. You see me, I will give them the salute. You see me, it's in the Hebrew, I will give in praises to the Most High in the Hebrew.
What one of the nations will take the land from?
Yeah, Canaanites. Yeah. Because again, the whole world was speaking one tongue. You see me? So them they basically have it. Basically them they have it and we they have it coming from Eva.
Who are Canaan? Who are the Amites' father?
Noah.
Noah. Yeah, so Noah used to speak Hebrew.
Yeah.
And him get 3 boys. Shem and Japheth.
And when and that.
Hebrew when daddy chat. Simple.
You say I might. Yeah. Let me see where they go.
Alright, what do you have? I made it still are you?
No, me have this one we get from second Exodus.
Oh yeah.
So this is second Exodus 2. I'm gonna start at 40. Take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which have fulfilled the law of the Lord. The number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Lord that thy people, which have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed.
Hey, and we are the one that can really push elect. The people that have been called from the beginning, the elect might be hallowed. So here goes the other nations them all out it again, because they never called from the beginning. They were separated from the beginning. So go on.
I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel, and said, Sir, what are these? And he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of God. Now they are crowned and receive palms.
Yes, so they confess the name. Right? Yeah. You have to confess something. You have to do it. You can't confess something. Basically, confess means to basically bring forth or speak, right, the truth. Right, if I confess, you have to know. So if I confess one name, simple means say, yo, I know the name. So I can come and say, yo, say name, I must say, how. Right, that's one thing where you bring me to the truth. Is the brother in basically come to me and say, no, Jesus, and him explain, say, J never exists. I'm like, oh shit, if J never exists, it's true. Prior to the time when I was share what I heard, first thing first, I never even speak English back then. Like, oh shit, that makes sense. What is that name?
Seminole Indians, they are American Indians.
Seminole.
Seminole Indians. Those are American Indian people.
Yeah, they are basically a
Apart,
movement.
because they have different tribes.
Yeah.
So they are from the Native Americans.
Alright, so Native Americans
No,
and
particularly Seminole Indians.
no, the reason why I'm stopping is because if you look on look for the tribe of God, Native American Indians. Yeah. So you basically mix two tribes as well. So you have the Seminole Indians.
Native Americans. That's what I need to know.
Yeah, that's
Generally.
one
In general.
Yeah, generally.
So you know, say you recognize it upon the sign. You're from Jamaica, right? You recognize it upon the sign too?
May I read what I said? Because I've never
The Bible said that you're going to steal. Yes, the Bible prophesies of this plank being set up in the last days to tell who people who they are. You know, it's a slavery, like the transatlantic slavery, actually prophesied in the Bible. Well, not that precisely, but transatlantic slavery said people are going on slavery by ships. And we can find it, you know. No, Deuteronomy, we're fine, we're reading. Yeah. But you can use that, but mainly King. No, we're reading, man. Yeah, let's go deeper.
Alright, so this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Yeah, so it said,
So you guys are affiliated with 5 tribes of Israel. What is your denomination?
well, basically Israelites.
Israelites.
Yeah.
Okay. So where you based? Because I see you out there, so I'm on this. When I don't have a building.
We don't think you see we run now still.
Huh?
Oh, we are different that way.
Oh, it's not you run juicy there so sometimes. Okay.
Yeah, so we normally them. The most we see right up the sun.
Okay, so when we see them run there, may I see the same people I do them. Okay. So you don't have a building?
No.
Okay.
This is the building.
Yeah. Nomadic. I like nomadic. Yeah.
So the Bible tells we still say we are the temple.
Yeah. The only thing left if you walk with your tabernacle. I put up your tent. So, good what you're doing. Keep it up. And
Alright?
I am seeking and I'm on my journey, but I think you see that's why I stop and I see and hear what you say and I take what I want because this is food for thought now. Because
You can go look it up still, the Israelites.
you don't have to look it up, but yeah, you know.
Alright then.
So there's also a thing on YouTube, I'm sure you've seen it, about the lost tribes of Israel.
Technically the same thing this.
And they were talking about, I just said this before I leave, because I was really curious about that. They were saying the real remnants, the true Israelites, on the outskirts, the war-torn area like the Pakistan and them place there, them people still have the 4,000-year traditions for them keep up in here.
But if you look for the science, you recognize
Yeah,
that something different.
Yeah, but I'm saying, that's what I'm telling you, so I'm on a journey and, you know, me I do deal with my thing differently, but I still respect you and what you have to say, and I am seeking and all the best.
Alright, yeah man, take care of
Yeah.
yourself.
Alright.
We're all priests.
Okay, good.
So this is back in 2nd Esdras 2, verse 44. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? And he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of God. Now they are crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowned them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So I answered and said unto him, So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord.
Yeah, so even Nate within himself basically, so nobody know the name. Him basically have to fulfill this. Kind of have to stand stiffly to something, you have to have resistance. You have to have somebody that come contest it. You know, and we say, yo, you do your part, and we do for it.
Amen. And that just proves that him and a servant of the Lord, because as the priest of the quote from earlier said, the Lord revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Or you have to come out here come represent somebody. You see me, you don't know the name of the person we are representing. That mean, that's one of the first thing as a brother say, yo, the children of Israel that ask Moses, that's why Moses even asked the Lord, yo. When them ask me who send me, who to tell them, yo. Because that's an essential question anybody with any logical sense would ask, yo.
One of the definitions of the word prophet is one that speaks for a God. So if you're a prophet and you speak to somebody, what the name of the person you speak for? That's like Russia sending him ambassador. America, I didn't even know the Russian president name. Yeah, the ambassador